Did you know the Gran Destino Tower at Coronado Springs is taller than Spaceship Earth? It has a reputation of being mainly for adults. But is that true? Imagine romantic lakeside sunsets, elegant dining, and a hidden touch of Disney magic. Is Coronado Springs your next romantic escape? And what about families? Is it just loved up couples, or can you bring the kids here too? Stick around as I'll be letting you know if you should get booking or keep on looking.
My name's Martin, I'm a former Disney cast member, and now I help people like you have better holidays to Orlando.
Last year we booked over 12,438 happy holiday makers to visit the Sunshine State. That's a lot of churros. Plus we're rated 5 stars with Trustpilot too. The resort celebrates Spanish, Mexican and Southwest American cultures, which makes for some gorgeous architecture and theming. So there's going to be some Spanish words I'm going to be badly pronouncing. Plus, I get to use some Mexican-style background music too. Coronado Springs is split into 3 distinct areas, each with its own personality. The casitas are like fancy Spanish towns with urban sophistication, the ranchos give you that Pueblo-style desert ranch feeling, and the cabanas bring Mexico's beautiful coastline right to Orlando. In 2019, they added the super swanky Gran Destino Tower, inspired by Salvador Dali's surrealist art. Very posh, right? Like, with all Disney and selected partner hotels, you get to enter the theme parks 30 minutes early. That means you can hit the rides before the crowds come in.
But that's not the only way to hit up more rides. Did you know that families that book their holidays with us do on average 5 more rides every day compared to those that book online? So over a 2-week holiday, you could do 70 more rides and shows. Do more in Orlando, or do more Lando, as we like to call it. Want to know how? Just use the link in the show notes below.
I don't usually recommend hiring a car for your trip, but if you need one for a trip to the Space Center or to explore the area, you get free overnight parking at your hotel and at the parks. The rooms here are really well thought out. In the main resort areas, you get 314 square feet of space with some clever features like laminate flooring, no more soggy carpet after pool visits, and elevated bed frames for storing all those Disney World t-shirts you just bought. The Free Caballeros artwork adds a nice Disney touch without being over the top. The Johnsons, a family of 4, particularly loved the sliding barn door that separates the bathroom area. Brilliant for early risers who don't want to wake everyone up. And let's face it, with the jet lag, there'll be one of you awake at 3 AM on the first morning. The rooms offer different views too. Standard view looks over the courtyard or parking lot, while water view gives you pool or lake vistas. Most rooms have 2 queen beds, but you can request a king if that's more your style. In the Gran Destino Tower, the rooms are even bigger at 375 square feet. They've got these fancy rainfall showers, and if you get a king bedroom, you'll have a sofa to lounge on. I recently booked a couple celebrating their honeymoon in the tower, and they couldn't stop raving about the views. Now let's talk about the absolute star of the show, the Dig Site Pool Complex. It's got this massive 50-foot Mayan pyramid with water cascading down the steps, a 123-foot water slide with a Jaguar that spits water, and the biggest hot tub in all of Disney World. It fits up to 22 people. I booked a single mum with 3 kids here, and they went to the dig site every day. The kids just loved it, and mum loved a bit of peace too. And speaking of peace and quiet for calmer swimming, there are 3 leisure pools spread across the resort. Each settlement has its own pool, perfect for when you just want a relaxing dip without the excitement of the dig site pool area. Now, if you've watched any of our other videos, you'll know I love food and a good drink. The dining options here are impressive, more than any other moderate Disney resort. Toledo, up on the tower's rooftop, serves Spanish-inspired dishes with amazing views. You might even catch Disney fireworks while enjoying your tapas. Three Bridges Bar and Grill sits right in the middle of the lake where 3 bridges meet. Quite the spot for dinner. El Mercado de Coronado is your go-to food court with loads of options, and Barcelona Lounge is probably the coolest evening cocktail bar at Disney World. Speaking of drinks, they've got this brilliant thing called Sangria University. It's a proper class where you learn about sangria's history and make your own. I've had several clients attend. They all came back very, how shall I put it, educated indeed. Now, let's be honest about the challenges. Getting around the resort can be an adventure itself. It's huge. Some rooms are a 15-minute walk from the lobby. There's an internal bus system to help you get around the hotel. Transportation to the parks is bus only. No fancy monorail or Skyliner here, but the buses are reliable with the main stop at Gran Destino Tower and 3 additional stops throughout the resort. The resort has quite a lot of convention guests, so it's got a more grown-up feel than other Disney hotels. While that's perfect for families with older kids or couples, those with tiny toddlers or wanting intense Disney theming might want to look elsewhere. Stick around and I'll share with you some of my top insider tips.
You're wasting your time if you book your Orlando holiday anywhere else. Literally. Wait, what? Why does it matter where you book your trip to Walt Disney World? On average, people who book with us do 5 more rides and queue less every single day. So if you're in Orlando for 2 weeks, that's 70 more things you could do. We love helping people like you do more in Orlando, or do more Orlando as we like to call it. So how does it work? You'll have a few calls with your Orlando guru. It's our job to find out everything you want to do and make some suggestions. Your guru takes around 9 hours to put together your personal park planner. This is your key to doing more Orlando. Along with tons of tips, we use cutting-edge tech to help you navigate the parks. And forget about reading all those restaurant reviews. Disney World alone has over 205 places to eat, and you'll find all the best ones for you in your planner. And don't worry, it's not some complex military-style plan. It's super easy to follow. Plus, it saves you watching hundreds of hours of YouTube videos or asking questions on Facebook just to get confusing and conflicting information. We're the Orlando gurus, so you don't have to be. Normally, our personal park planners cost £248, but when you book with us, you'll get this for free. Queue less and do more Orlando.
Price-wise, it's around the same price or slightly more than other moderate resorts in the standard rooms. Those fancy rooms in the tower cost you a bit more though, but you get more amenities for your money, full room service, a proper spa, and that fantastic pool. It's like getting deluxe resort perks at moderate resort prices. Let's talk about who this hotel is perfect for. Last month, I booked a family with teenagers here, and they absolutely loved it. Why? Because it's got this cool, sophisticated vibe that doesn't scream Mickey Mouse in your face every 5 seconds. Here are some insider tips I always share with my clients. If you're after convenience, request Cabanas 9B. It's closest to both the lobby and pool. Request a top floor room if you're worried about noise from people walking above. While the ranchos are closest to the dig site pool, they're furthest from everything else. For families trying to decide between this and Caribbean Beach Resort, another popular moderate, I tell them it comes down to priorities. Coronado Springs wins for amenities and dining options, but Caribbean Beach has the Skyliner to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, plus those 5th sleeper rooms. Remember, this isn't your typical Mickey and Minnie everywhere Disney hotel. It's more like Disney grew up, got a job, but still knows how to have fun on the weekends. One family I booked chose Coronado Springs specifically for the grown-up atmosphere. Their teenagers felt properly sophisticated, perfect for families with older kids or adults who want some magic, or anyone looking for a more sophisticated Disney stay without breaking the bank. This next part is so crucial, I've made a whole video about it. When you go to Disney World, it is even more important than where you stay, so click here to watch it next and make sure you don't go to Orlando at the wrong time.